Stop swarming my city. Zone 5 just ended, and you guys are not going to believe this. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms gameplay episode from your very own Shappy Gaming. And Zone 5 has finished, and there were some pretty insane scenes that I experienced throughout this KVK. And I was going through and I was playing, and this was one of them. I had my city swarmed a total of, I think, 5 or 6 times in this zone alone. And that is just absolutely bonkers to me. So let me show you guys this one, because this is probably the most exciting one of all of them, and I can give you a breakdown of all of my different stats. So I wasn't recording at the time, but thankfully someone else was. And check this out, because it's actually kind of crazy. This guy king skilled himself and then swarmed my city. And you guys are not going to believe the outcome of this. So just bear witness. He king skilled himself. You can see my troops are slowly coming back. They're making their way back. And my Xeno is holding strong. This is before I got any tertio formation or anything on my troops. And you can see that Vortex TP'd in trying to rescue me. But I was doing just fine. He jumped in here, got a little bit of fun there to help just absolutely obliterate this guy. But this was probably my favorite swarm of all in this zone. Now, I did mention there were probably 5 or 6 other swarms that happened to me this time around. And in Zone 5, I'll admit it, I was being grossly irresponsible. I was teleporting off territory onto allied territory. You're never supposed to do that, but I did. And this was the outcome. Now, not all of my trades were great, but in this particular report, when this guy swarmed me, I actually ended up trading positively. Now, you guys may remember a video I made on the top right side of the screen where I actually walked people through how to take rallies, how to take swarms in Rise of Kingdoms. And there are some things you can do that are actually pretty good. So this was the report from that swarm. And here you go, 138 kill point ratio. Now, one thing I will say is he did do more damage to me, right? I took 309,000 severely wounded, and he took 249,000 dead from that swarm. Guys, don't swarm people with Xeno. It's just not worth it. Now I got tertio formation. You guys just watch. Zone 7 swarms will be coming as well. So this was that swarm. Let me scroll through the report for you guys, and I'll also show you exactly what I traded poorly on, because I may have taken more severely wounded, but the power differential's there, mainly because a lot of my severely wounded were actually T1. So if we go over here, there's the battle log. You can see all of the different trades. My Xeno Theo was amazing. And Xeno Theo's not the best garrison in the world. I'm not going to pretend that it is in the slightest. I was just pleasantly surprised by this whole arrangement, because it could have been a lot worse than it was, and I'm just glad that it wasn't. But yeah, the dead that I took were just Watchtower, so nothing there. And yeah, everything was so easy. Oh, this cracks me up. So this was one of the reports. So you can see the severely wounded was really mostly going to be T3 and T4, and that's why this trade was so positive. But this wasn't the only time I was swarmed. So I was also swarmed here. This one didn't do quite as well for me. Caught me off guard a little bit. I was out in the field, and I had my marches coming home, similar story to what we have here, and this guy swarmed me. I didn't do quite as well here. I'm not as proud of this particular trade, but in the spirit of showing you guys my swarms, I thought I might as well just show you. So this one was meh, not the best, and I'm not encouraging you to take city rallies or get swarmed. Please avoid it if you can. But this happened to me more than once, this KVK. I don't know, they really want to zero me, but that's okay. So here's the next report. You know, this was a little not as good. I think the difference here is I had much fewer troops in my city. I started this one with only about 1.4 million troops in my city, whereas with the other one, I had close to 1.9, and I had troops come back. So I had a little bit of a better odds there. But as I said, I'd show him all. Then he did it again. I walked away, I sent more troops out, and he did it again. And this particular time, I traded a little bit better. So I got swarmed 3 times now, twice by Jimmy Trin. Jimmy just really wanted to zero me, I guess. I don't know. But he did it again, and what is this about? He had XY with no one behind him. I don't even know. I'll take it. It's fine by me. He's getting his deads. I'm getting some free kills. Here's the trade-off there. 46,000 dead on his side. And it happened again. So once again, I was out in the field doing my fighting, and this guy decides he's going to march over and swarm my city, because why not? And here you can see the big difference again. I had 1.8 million troops in my city at this point, and now he's trading poorly. And this guy, he took 74,000 dead, and I took 144,000 severely wounded. But again, the main differential here is my severely wounded were mostly going to be T4 and below, whereas his dead are all T5. So some more T5 to help bump up my numbers, which we love to see. It's been an exciting KVK so far. If you guys want to see more, hit that subscribe button right over there, bottom right-hand corner, because I will be streaming Altar and Pass 7, which is coming up. But I had to show you guys what Zone 5 actually looked like, because this is nuts. So they swarmed me again. Again, I traded positively. And now they did it once more. They just do not give up. And this one I also traded positively. I took a little bit of dead here. I think it was because I reinforced myself with farm troops. So these deads are not actually my deads. They're my farms. Because I knew at this point, okay, these guys have it out for me. And this is another great tip. If you know you're going to be low on troops in your city because you have your 5 marches out, send some farm troops into your city so they can get some deads, because why would you not? And also they can get some positive trades, and your enemy takes even more damage from your amazing city garrison. So this was just hilarious to me, because in this particular instance, I had 1.8 million troops, but I didn't really, because they weren't really all mine. They were my farms troops. But this just, it was amazing. I love it. It doesn't get better than this. So shout out to Papa Breeze. Shout out to Jimmy Trin. Shout out to Vince, who used the king skill and still lost his trades. I don't even know, guys. But that is my city getting swarmed in this zone. We had a couple of really good rallies that I saved the reports of, but that's not what you really care about. Here was the ultimate outcome. You can see we took this zone by storm. It all worked out well. We are, I believe, the water camp, and it was us versus wind here. So here's the breakdown. It was 2029 and us versus 2708 and 2728. Great fighters. It was a lot of fun, but they lost the zone 5. And now we're all set up for Altar and for Pass 7. The dates are right there, so you can take a screenshot. But let's actually show you my stats from this zone so you can see exactly how everything shook out after getting swarmed a bunch of different times. So far, I'm at 32,000 honor, but more importantly, I have 14 million kills. I was shooting for 15. I really wanted it, but 14,287 is what I'm looking at right now in the way of kills. That puts me pretty high in my kingdom. I think I'm around top 30 right now, top 30, top 40, which is pretty good. And my deads, I am at 280,000. And you may be thinking, Shappy, what the heck is that about? Well, we were intentionally making sure that we use our farms in Zone 5, hence the farm stuffing into my city. And so I have been avoiding taking deads. My plan is to take deads primarily in Kingsland and in Pass 7, so we can go about stuffing the pass with some T5, rallying some cities, you know, having some good times. But that's what our stats look like after Zone 5. Not terribly many deads, a lot of resources spent. I'm kind of in a rough spot in terms of resources spent, but I'll be all right. And I'm so excited about the next zone. If you guys are too, be sure to hit that subscribe button right over there, bottom right-hand corner. And if you're excited about the next one, I know I am. Thank you all. Shappy out.